And good evening, hockey fans in Newfoundland and Labrador, across Canada, and around the world via the internet. We welcome you inside the Windsor Stadium in Grand Falls, Windsor, for tonight's Newfoundland and Labrador Under-18 Major Hockey League action between the visiting Trypan Osprey and the hometown Central Impact. Hi everyone, George Scott here along with, it's been a while, color analyst Robert Golding is back with us for this weekend. Jason Power will be on the camera, and we should have a good weekend of hockey here at the Windsor Stadium. 3 games. We've got a game tonight, a game again tomorrow night, and then Sunday morning, as these teams always play 3-game weekends. Coming into this weekend, Trypan Osprey sitting in second place in the NLU18 League, tied with the Pinnacle Growlers, but the Osprey have 3 games in hand on the Growlers. The Impact right now sitting in 5th and final position, but they had a pretty good run just prior to the Christmas break. They are 6 wins and 12 losses, but they are 5-2 in the last 7 games, so they've been playing much better as of late. They've had a long layoff, and Robert, that's been a concern for head coach Glenn Casey. They haven't played since the first weekend in December.
Not only haven't they played, George, but giving the advent of COVID this year, the opportunities to get to practice, to get together as cohesive units, has obviously been reduced. We know that right across the province and, well, the world for that matter. But so that makes a big difference. And the other thing is, George, is that the Impact have been playing well, but one of their Achilles heels this year has been goals against. And in the plus-minus ratio in that regard, they're about a minus 30-32. That's a focus that they need to have. They're going to score some goals, George. And, we've seen that, when they went on that road trip. And as you talked about, the last 7 games, 5-2. That's a key. And it's going to be a key here tonight. The thing is that energy in your own building is a vital thing. And for them to be able to, at least in my mind, get out of the first 4 or 5 minutes and have some good shifts, that's key. And then you'll, get your feet wet, as they say, and then get ready to go again.
Yeah, they've got their eyes set on finishing in that 4th spot, not to finish 5th, so they'll get the home ice for that elimination series. They did not have that last year. They finished 5th, had to go to Corner Brook for the elimination series, lost to Corner Brook, and then, of course, COVID shut everything down. So pivotal series this weekend. The Impact have one more weekend to go next weekend to finish off their regular season. Time now for the national anthem. Starting goaltenders in tonight's game for the hometown Impact, it'll be Mitchell Dinn. And Robert, as you mentioned, it's important for him to have a good start to this game, to let his team find their legs as they've had this lengthy layoff. In goal for the Osprey will be number 31, Ashton Reed.
And George, you talk about that, and for goaltender Dinn, he really wants to get shots in the first couple of minutes. He would like to feel the puck. You speak to any goaltender, it doesn't matter if they have a layoff or not. And even if their team is dominating the other team, they still want to get shots. He wants to feel the puck, whether it's on a dump in, whether it's a pass to one of his D-men as an outlet pass or a good quality shot. He wants to feel the puck early.
All right, here we go. The Impact in the white and green. Osprey have the puck. This is Green back at his own blue line. Pass was tipped down into the Impact zone. Delaney back to pick it up. Shane Delaney. Got it up to Hurley. Hurley tips it out to center. Picked up there. This is Luke Hurley bringing it in. Hurley quickly across. Shot on goal. Save is made. That was Rogers breaking in the right wing. Got that pass and got away a pretty good scoring opportunity to start things off for the Impact. Maybe they found their legs early.
George, goaltender Din stops the puck behind the net. Defenseman comes by, gets one outlet pass up the wing. Quick outlet pass in on a 2-on-1 quality shot. Nice save.
It was Ethan Sims, 95, who tipped it out to Luke Hurley. Impact player moved early. That's Cash Corbett over on the right side. They'll redo that faceoff. Pinsent against Christian Reardon. Reardon wins the faceoff quickly up ahead to Sparks. Owen Sparks to center, shoots it in. And there's Din, as you say, handling the puck. He's touched it twice already. Easy save. He'll hold him. We'll get a faceoff in the Impact zone. 19:33 left to go here in the first period. We'll give you the time verbally as we go along in this game. Scramble faceoff back towards the point. Impact get it. Chipped off the boards by Pinsent. A little bit too hard. It goes down the ice. It'll be an icing call against the Impact.
That's one of the plays, George, that Coach Casey is going to remind players. All you need is a soft chip, but it's not really the guy who chips the puck. It's the guy who's coming through the middle lane is responsible to go to get that puck. He was waiting for the puck to come to him as opposed to go and get it, George. It was really an icing that shouldn't have been.
Battle along the boards. Puck goes in behind the Impact goal. Wraparound attempt. Didn't stops that. Rogers squeezed along the boards. Hurley couldn't get it out. Now it comes out to center. Kennedy back to pick it up for the Osprey. He'll send it back in deep. Out to play it again. Mitchell in. He'll swing it around the boards. Up here to Sims. Ethan Sims, who's gotten better every game, doesn't get it out this time. Mulrooney gets to it. Off the boards. Up ahead for Rogers. To Sims. Sims gets it over center. Clears it in. Reed out to play it. Reed hard off the glass. Held in momentarily by Hurley, but now the Osprey will bring it out.
Rogers having a great season for the Impact this year, George.
Yeah, currently sitting in second place in league scoring. Really upped his game. There's a giveaway at center. Kennedy picks it out, brings it in for the Osprey. Had it taken away by Hurley at center, just avoids a hit. Keeps going. Now it's three across. Sims is all alone in front. Getting back just in time to break that up was Kennedy as Sims was cruising in front of the goal.
Great job of Kennedy getting back there, take away the lane there.
Edmonds dumps it in on Din. He'll hold on to it. 18:15 left to go. I mentioned Rogers second in the league scoring. We've got four of the top scorers in the league in this game. Christian Reardon leading the league in points with the Osprey. His teammate Owen Sparks sitting in third. And in fourth place, tied for fourth, is Adam Pinkson of the Impact.
As we said on the outset, George, scoring goals and getting in on the offense is not a real big issue. Stopping them is.
Bound shrugs off a check. Good strong move. Headmans the puck, and they'll get it out to center. Here's Campbell. Campbell is center. Brayden Campbell couldn't get much of a shot in on goal. Does get it in deep, then goes into forecheck. It's tipped out to center. Carter Bound back to pick it up for the Impact. Over to Delaney. Delaney back to Bound. This is where the Impact have had trouble. Here's the giveaway. That pass up through the middle. Osprey try and take advantage. Shot on goal. It's tipped and goes wide. Din wasn't sure where it was for a second. Another wraparound. Din with a couple of saves. That one went through the crease, goes to the far boards. Green pinching in, holds it in. All this from a turnover right at the blue line. The Impact had control of the puck.
Yeah, the D-man just made a error, George, in judgment going up to the middle of the rink, thinking the centerman was going to get that puck, but the D-man stepped in and picked it off. 40 seconds of those own time for Trypan there.
So the Impact survived that. It's dumped in. Mulrooney over to Rowe. Rowe, there's a good pass out to Pinsent. Quickly across the other side, Cash Corbett. Corbett trying to get around the defense. Good job by Crane. Just stared him in the chest, stayed right with him. Forgot about the puck, played the man.
Great defensive play, George. One of the last arts that we see, George. You see so many D-men now, particularly when they come up, George. You don't see any body contact till Bantam, so they're taught to play the puck with their stick, which just absolutely drives me bonkers. But I understand, and I'm a coach in Pee Wee as well, but that was a really great D play there by the defenseman.
It's a different skill when you can't have body contact. The game is played very differently.
You know, there's one thing about body checking, but you can't even really have body. You can't get in the way of people. One of my friends been telling me I've been in the way a lot.
That pass a little too far for Reardon. Rowe plays it over to the far side. The impact get it out. Here's Pinson in over the blue line. He's got Pinkson with him. Shot off the skate of Crane. Out in front. Pinkson got to it to Pinson. He got away a good shot.
George, I'm
Reed
really
with a good
interested
save.
in you saying that.
Pinkson to Pinson.
That's P squared.
Peter Piper thrown in front and taken away and cleared out by Crane. Goes past everybody and icing with exactly 16 minutes to go here in the first.
George, just 3 or 4 minutes into this game, I'm really impressed with the speed of the game on both teams, particularly coming through the neutral zone. Neutral zone is where you're supposed to develop your speed, but what I like are the outlet passes from both teams to forwards in motion. When your forward is in motion and able to get the puck and keep going, that's really effective. I see Klein back here on D. George, he's been playing forward a lot this year. I see him back on D here now.
Yeah, he played all of last year on defense, started this year on defense, and was moved up to forward for a number of games. And you're right, he's back on the point.
Yeah, and that was a trouble right there then because he is a right shooter on the left-hand side. That's a tough play for him.
Martin Andrews gets it in over the blue line, then it's cleared out. Klein back in his own end. Good outlet pass to Hurley. Up ahead looking for Rogers. Stepping into that.
One thing with
Martin Andrews, sorry.
Sorry, George.
Double check.
One thing with Klein, when he passes the puck with authority.
Klein getting back, diving to break that up. Din's got it, holds on, and Osprey player reaching for the puck after it was covered, and that will always bring about that sort of result.
I like the official here, George. He's just going to go in there. He's going to say, okay, guys, enough is enough. And I really like the fact that here there was a couple of pushes and shoves. Nobody took advantage or got the extra punch here. And both officials say, okay, guys, back to your boxes and let's go. No penalties. I like it.
Yeah, good pace. And I must say, I am impressed with the Impact, how well they're skating after not having played in about 6 weeks.
Yeah, and George, some of them are only playing this hockey. They're not on the ice any other time. That's got to be difficult.
I know Terrell Mulrooney is living in Glovertown, comes in on the weekends to play the games. He's playing in a men's rec league. That's the only hockey he's had.
Getting on the ice is good. Quality ice time is another story.
Apparently he's playing on the same line as his dad, Tony, who's from Grand Falls, Windsor.
Okay, well, that's good then.
Talking to Tony a couple of times over Christmas.
I can remember Tony years ago when he played with St. Michael's, George.
When I say talking, when you talk to people these days,
you're
typing messages.
Via telephone?
Via Facebook Messenger, yeah.
Okay.
Bound brings it in, stepped around the check, finally taken away. Mugford got it up ahead, down the ice.
Not sure where that's not icing. He touched the puck on the other side of the ice, or the red line, excuse me.
He let it go. Delaney back in his own end. Shane Delaney. Oh, nice spin move to get away from the forechecker, then moves it out. Went off the skate of his teammate, though, and is kept in by the Osprey. That was a nifty little move.
That was a Savardian spinorama, George, and very quick.
Green with a shot. Easy save there. For it reminded me of Marty Lapointe on that move.
Marty Lapointe, George, you mentioned that.
Import player with the Cataracts.
First game in Grand Falls, Windsor, I can remember him going into the corner. He was being heavily forechecked. It was his first game. He was going into the left corner, and they were playing against the Deer Lake Red Wings. And he turned around and came out with the puck, and the stadium went, ooh.
I remember the
and
same
that was
play.
just.
I have talked about that play many times.
I can still see it. I was set up behind the visitor's box.
Edmonds with a shot, save made by Din. Yeah, just about every defenseman would get that puck and ring it around the boards. And Marty held it and just faked one way, went the other. The forechecker hit the boards.
There was no panic.
And Marty came out with it. And he was an instant fan favorite.
Well, it was, and it just was of things to come for the next 6 years for the Grand Falls Windsor Cataracts.
Rowe will take it back behind his goal, up ahead to Pinson. Pinson plays it back to Rowe. He'll go the other side, quickly up ahead. Good pass that time by Mulrooney. In over the blue line, whistle went. It didn't hear it right away. It was offside.
It's one of them quiet whistles.
Yep.
But, George, one thing that I like about what the Impact are doing, and I'm sure that the coaches and the Tri-Pen are going to have to address, Tri-Pen are really getting caught in the neutral zone. This Osprey team are really coming up the ice too far, and they're getting caught about at least 3 times now on 2-on-1s against, only early in this game. And they have big, agile, mobile defensemen.
There's Crane, who's had a pretty good first period, playing the puck up ahead. Just get it to center. Rogers just spun away from the check and got it in. Got it over center before he cleared it in, so no icing. Back to Rogers. Rogers with a shot. That one goes wide of the goal. Crane will get to it first for the Osprey. He'll relieve the pressure, flip it off the glass. Got past Mulrooney. Reardon gets it out in front. Backhand goes wide. Sparks is looking for it. Mulrooney pins him to the boards. Sparks has got it. Trying to work it along the boards. Now gets it back to the point. Wrist shot. That was deflected. Changed direction. Went wide of the goal. Hurley up ahead for Rogers, who was lurking out at center. Rogers with a shot. Save made by Reed. He'll get it in the trapper and hold on.
When Rogers took the pass earlier in the shift, George, 20-30 seconds ago, over on the far boards from where we're our position, he took a good hard hit. The D-man come up, step. It was one of those 50-50 plays. He was looking one way and the puck's coming the other way, and he got him with a good hard hit, and it rung his bell a little, I think.
This time the Impact win the faceoff. Bound with a shot. That was blocked up high. Bound takes his man to the boards. Break here for the Osprey. Throw it in front. It's tipped. And Din comes up with the save, and we get more pushing and shoving.
This one will result in a penalty, George.
Yeah, this one's going to send some guys to the box for sure. There is some emotion happening. That's Carter Bound.
Carter Bound is a strong kid.
The main protagonist for the Impact. And out center, Pinkson and Mugford having words, but officials get in between them.
Yeah, George, and if I'm not mistaken, if you grab a player's face mask and try to pull it off to gain advantage, I hope someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's a match penalty. I never ever liked the rule, but I think it is.
Well, we've got right now 2 players, Fowler and Laundrie, gone to the penalty box for the Osprey.
Impact are going to get the initial penalty, George. There's no question about that. There was certainly some extracurriculars afterwards. And it all stemmed, George, from just a little soft pass in. Goaltender had the puck quite easily. There was nothing going on. Osprey, I'm sure, are told by their coaches, get in and, keep going until you hear the whistle. And, of course, as everybody knows, defenseman will take offense to that. And
it goes back to earlier in the game. There was, in the first minute, there was a puck that Din covered.
Yep.
An Osprey player took a little dig at it. There was some pushing and shoving the corner. So the tension's been building.
Well, you like to send messages, right? It's always a game of trying to get the little extra.
12:19 left to go here in the first period, by the way. So a little less than halfway through this one. It's been spirited.
George, is curfew 12 o'clock tonight? Jace, do we shut down before 12 tonight? Okay, so we're going to have to speed this up, guys. But one of the things that I liked, and George, the last skirmish, I really liked the 2 officials. They sat back. They never called a thing. This one, they had no other choice because, actually 2 players lost their helmets.
See Carter Bound in the penalty box for the Impact. Trying to see who the second Impact player is. It's Pinkson. Adam Pinkson is in penalty box as well. So 2 players aside. We'll see if the penalties even out or if somebody will get the extra. Referee Rob Canning's got his notebook out. Writing it all down.
There's a lot to write down. Jace, I hope you're taking notes over there because I can only write so quickly here. And I'm off school duty today, so I don't really take notes.
Robert's doing his own stats. Don't have Bob Hedges here for you, Robert. You're on your own.
Oh, my gracious.
The third man in the booth when we do the Cataracts games. Bob does the stats.
We don't have enough room up here in this booth for Bob.
We got a little platform here, and again, our thanks go to the town of Grand Falls, Windsor for putting this platform up specifically for us to webcast the Impact games last season and again this season. Thank you very much, folks. The other games happening, actually the only other game happening tonight in the NL U18. East Coast Blizzard are in Corner Brook this weekend. They've got a game tonight against the Western Kings, and they've got basically the same schedule as we've got here. They're going to play tonight, tomorrow, and again on Sunday morning. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday morning. And as we mentioned in our pregame, this is the final regular season home weekend for the Impact. Next weekend, they will be in the Southern Shore Arena, the Kenny Williams Arena, to take on the East Coast Blizzard, who have been tearing up the league this year.
Yes, they have.
Blizzard currently sitting in first place. They've only played 15 games. They've won 12 of them, 1 regulation loss, 2 overtime losses. So they're 4 points out in first place, and they've got 3 games in hand on everybody else.
Not a bad year.
No, they're having a great year. So this weekend and next weekend is it for the Impact. They're on the road, as I say, next weekend, and then we'll see how the final standings sit, whether they'll be playing at home or on the road to start any kind of playoff elimination round. Lengthy discussion. Officials still talking.
Well, there's a lot going on there, George.
So, again, Rob Canning has communicated the penalties to the teams. We'll see what goes up on the board.
George, usually when this takes place, we usually end up even.
Even Steven, probably.
We will.
Well, we've got 2 each in the box.
But I actually thought the Impact were getting the first penalty. I might be wrong, because there was a little bit of an extra.
Let's see. It's like it's going to be 5-on-5, Robert. So it looks like everything.
Public address announcer Ken Hoffling.
Yep, it's 5-on-5, so everything offsets. You're going to bring the face off. The Osprey defenseman came in from the blue line to engage in that. That's why the face-off comes outside the blue line. And we're underway again. So, yes, everything offsets.
Makes it simple for the officials, too. I like it.
It took a long time to make it simple. Delaney will take it back behind his goal. Over in the corner, and the pass under the skates of Mulrooney. He lost his balance momentarily. Okay, so for grabbing the mask, it's 2 minutes and a 10.
Okay. I stand corrected, and actually I like that rule better.
So the players will sit in the penalty box. They'll get the extra 10 for getting involved in that. I guess after the whistle, the officials decided to send a message.
And then that happens, and then the coaches will say to the guys, okay, now listen, we've had a couple skirmishes from now on, and you're going to see officials now. They're going to say to players, any more of this, you will get 10 in a toss.
Green does a good job to reach up, hold it in. Shot in on goal. Din makes the save again. Shots on goal, 9-4, favoring Trypan. A lot of them from outside, though, Robert. Din hasn't been tested a lot. He's had a couple of tough opportunities, but most of them are from the outside. Easy variety.
One little scramble down low, but other than that, you're exactly right, George, from the outside.
11.5 to go here in the first. Backhanded in by Green. That hit somebody along the Impact bench. Face-off will stay just outside the blue line.
George, one of the things that you noticed, and
actually, you're going to bring it down just outside the Osprey blue line. Sorry, Robert.
Yeah, you speak to coaches, and one of the things that I noticed with the this with the Impact team, they have 5 D-men, and 4 of them are right-handed shooters. The World Junior team for the Russians came in. They have 1 right-handed shooter in all of Russia.
Well, the Russians traditionally all left-handed shooters.
Yeah.
Andrews around the boards. Didn't get a lot on that. Reardon's able to hold it in. Hurley stepped into his man. Elford had thoughts of winding up back at the blue line, but his teammate came up with the puck. Now it's Luke Hurley.
Hurley had a good season for this team last year.
Dumped in. Getting to it first is Sims. Sims to Hurley. Right out in front for Rogers. This line, their last weekend there before Christmas, did 2 games. Unfortunately, couldn't do the Sunday game. It was played in Bishop's Falls. But this line was lights out.
Real quick passes, George. Short passes, but I like the way that they support the puck.
Yeah. Hurley, Sims, and Rogers. And they're out there again buzzing. Here's Hurley across. Albert shot. That was blocked by Elford. Reardon shot blocked by Mulrooney. And behind the goal, Elford to Owen Sparks. Pass into the middle. Albert got a stick on it. Couldn't get it out. Now is a breakaway pass. Here's Rogers. Crane trying to catch up. Rogers shoots. Hit the outside of the goalpost. And up and out of play.
Rogers has had 3 glorious opportunities, George, halfway through this first period. 2 he's gone in on a 2-on-1, and that one he was gone in alone. You can see he's got good foot speed, but he also protects the puck well. I like it.
I don't know what he's done. His foot speed seems to have picked up considerably from last year.
Yeah, like it's not right. And one of the things, George, he's getting the puck in motion, and that makes a big difference.
A couple of more good scoring chances for that line.
Give the D-man for Tri-Pen credit to get back and get the stick on him a little bit just to knock him off guard a tad.
Well, Rogers knew Crane was closing in. I'm sure he felt the footsteps.
Well, he could feel him. He's a big guy.
Be careful here. Gets it out over the blue line just. There's Klein over to Albert. This is where they can get in trouble, and this is where it is. Kennedy with a shot. Big save made by Tin. Oh, you could see that coming.
It's just a poor decision up the middle of the rink when you're forecheck, George. You got to go D to D and boards.
They're just too many passes in their own end. This was their trouble last year. You go D to D, then you go D to D again, and
well, it was trouble 3 minutes ago when they got caught inside.
Talked about this so many times during the webcast. They didn't do much of that in the last couple of weekends that they played. They were much better in getting the puck out of their own end, but they've committed a couple of sins in their own end here in the first period. Gotten away with it, no score. Just under 9 to play here in the first. Braden Campbell trying to get around the outside, takes it behind the goal, swings all the way around, tried to throw it in front. That was picked off there by Saunders. Up ahead to King. Saunders fanned on it, then threw it well wide of the goal. Robert Reed, his first shift of the game from Lewisport, chips it out, takes a little bump along the boards, trying to get it to Cash Corbett. Saunders with it on the left side for Tri-Pen. Very weak shot on goal. Fanned on it the first time and then just kind of pushed it in towards Mitchell Din. 8:31 to go.
I like the way Mugford come back and took away the neutral zone, George. But one thing, when the Impact were coming out with that puck there, then they had really no forecheck against them, but they didn't do anything with the puck. They just tossed it away. There was no effective offensive play. Once you got possession of the puck, you don't want to be giving it up as easy as they just did.
Saunders backhands it out in front. It came out in front. Now it comes towards the front of the goal. Rattles around. They score.
But, George, that's 3 shots that they had. But, again, a turnover down low with total possession of the puck. And that's their Achilles heel.
Mitchell Din is trying to claim goaltender interference. But, yeah, they had 2 or 3 good chances before they finally put it in.
Well, George, even from our angle here, you can see the gaping net, and actually the puck came right to him. And even before the shot, you could sense that it was going in the back of the net.
Yeah, the Impact were running around. Goal comes with 8:20 to go here in the first. We'll get the announcement on the goal scorer. Russell. Did he touch it? Yes, he did. No icing. Rowe back to get it. Rowe. Up through the middle, getting back to pick that off was Edmonds, who sends it back in deep. Crosby trying to get to it first. Andrews hustles to get there for the Impact. Up along the boards, chipped, not out. Went into the Impact bench. 7:46 left to go in the first. 1-0 now for the Tri-Pen Osprey.
George, when Rowe was making that pass there, he's, inside of the dot, in his own zone, and he's going through the neutral zone with 3 to 4 players that have to go through, trying to spin a guy loose. And I can understand that, but you do that when you get a bad line change the opposition, or when you're on a penalty situation. Not like that. It's just too many bodies to go through.
Didn't force to hold on to that one. Still waiting to get the announcement on the goal, the Osprey goal. They opt for the music instead. I see public address announcer Ken Hoffling had the mic ready. The shot, here it is. So Matthew King from Saunders and Best. The official goal scoring. Osprey bring it in again. Hold it. Throw it in front. It's deflected. Went wide of the goal. Right now the Impact spending a lot of time in their own end.
And that's never good.
The Impact got their top line out there, but scores from the point.
George, a simple wrist shot, hard, effective, but just 3 seconds earlier, 5 seconds earlier, you said they're spending a lot of time in their own zone, and I said, that's never good. A wrist shot. And what's happening now is that not every, but most of the Impact players are looking at someone else, but they're missing their assignments.
Dawson Crane from the point is the goal scorer, number 18. There's Campbell trying to respond. A long shot in on goal. Reed's got that. Holds on. No problem there. Shots on goal now 13-6, favoring the Osprey. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the first. 6:54 to be exact. 2-0 for the visitors.
Any shot's a good shot.
So Sparks picks up an assist, just the one assist on the goal. This one comes up near us.
Get your hands ready down there, ladies.
So the big news yesterday, Robert, Tim and Sid. Sid is leaving.
Sid is leaving. What's going on there, George? Have you applied?
I haven't contacted Tim to see if he's looking for another partner.
Okay.
We've got the same haircut.
Well, I was going to say very similar. I wasn't going to say it, but I seen Jace there laughing. Yeah, that's
big news.
He's going
for sports fans.
Going to the morning show. Is it
breakfast television?
Breakfast television. Yeah, I guess he was hungry.
Oh. That was bad. There's no recovering from that. Reed's got it and holds on. Oh, we got a little more now down the other end.
George, the goaltender is going to get a penalty here, George.
Yeah, Rob Canning's hand went up immediately. Didn't look like a whole lot of anything.
I didn't think anything was there, George. Well, we got young 16, 17, 18-year-old boys, so it doesn't have to be a whole lot of anything.
Full of vim and vinegar.
That's what they said. Yes, that indeed.
Yeah, a little jawing as a penalty box. Well, we got an Impact player going in.
Yeah, goaltender is going to get the initial penalty.
Mark Albert has gone in for the Impact.
As I see Rob Canning motioning to the coach at Troy Penn, telling him somebody on the ice needs to go and serve the penalty. Very rarely does anybody on the ice ever do so.
The players who were in the penalty box from the scuffle a little while ago serving their misconducts are still in there, so this will be 3 players aside in the penalty box getting full.
Yeah, George, those players will almost be in there the entire rest of the period because of the, number one, they're not going to be able to come out until the stoppage of play, but they basically equate to 14 minutes in penalties.
Yeah, their misconducts will end, I think in the last minute of the period.
Yeah.
Or close to it, and as you say, they can't come out till there's a whistle.
So I'm interested to see the player on the ice who's going to go there. And not that it ever makes any difference. But I think that the Impact, George, if I'm not mistaken, will probably get a power play out of this. The initial penalty was definitely going to the goaltender. There's no question about that. Mugford is going to serve the penalty for the goaltender.
Nick Saunders, head coach of the Osprey, having a chat with Mugford. Had a chance to talk to Nick a number of times over the last few years. Always a fun guy to talk some hockey with. And it is Mugford will serve the penalty. We'll again wait for Ken Hoffling to tell us officially what the penalties are. Let's see, what have we got? Count the players out there, Robert.
Well, I'm looking 5-on-4 here now. It's 5-on-4 for Impact. As I was saying, they would definitely get the extra 2.
So a big moment here, and they've got their top line out there. Hurley, Mulrooney across to Delaney, to Rogers. They've got actually Cash Corbett is the third forward out there, as opposed to Sims. Rogers back at the point. Mulrooney with a shot. That was blocked by Crane, who's had a terrific first period.
Osprey are doing a great job, George, of keeping to the perimeter and really taking away the shooting lanes.
That pass went between his two teammates. He's got to retreat and try it again.
That's too high a pass when you're on a power play, George.
Delaney will try it again, this time the left side. Up ahead for Hurley. He's covered immediately. Corbett circling back inside his own blue line, up to Hurley off his skates.
It's too high a pass when you stood still. You can't go anywhere with the puck.
Corbett trying to barrel his way down the wing, takes it behind the goal, has it taken away. Impact maintained possession. Delaney, Mulrooney, tipped in front by Hurley, and Reed read that well, took it right in the crest.
Yeah, it's a good tip, George, but it's really high. And because you're going in the opposite direction with the puck's coming, it's tough to get anything on it.
5:13 to go here in the first.
But, George, their 2 passes were far too high to the forwards who were stationary, a.k.a. puck back in your zone.
The greatest ways to kill a penalty, win a face-off.
That's always good.
Get it down the ice, and all kinds of time ticks off the clock.
Usually about 25 seconds.
Hurley. And a giveaway at center. And they'll have to retreat, and they're going to have to hustle because Crane is going on the attack, going into forecheck against Mulrooney. Stole it. Crane circling the goal, took a shot. Save made by Din, and a lot of time came off the clock. 29 seconds left to go in the penalty to the Osprey.
George, just think about this. Crane is a D-man. They're killing a penalty. He's the first guy in on the puck and does a wraparound. Like, that just cannot happen.
And again, it started with the bad pass at center that was picked off and allowed them to just chip it in and go get it.
Crane's having himself a whale of a first period, George.
He's been a standout. And there he is again. Backhanding it down to the Impact blue line. Off the boards, 2 Impact players standing together, can't get it. They still don't get it into the blue line, and who's there? Crane. That time lifted it too high. Low ceiling here at the Windsor Stadium.
George, the pass goes up the middle. We had a right winger, or I shouldn't say there was a right winger over for Impact. The puck should have went to him. Crane is already on his guy. The D-man for the Impact spots that, but still passes it. There's nowhere to go with that puck, so you're stationary. It's like being in a phone booth.
What's a phone booth?
Well, that's an obsolete. Do they
Dumped
exist?
in by row. Yeah, tough to find one these days.
Newfoundland Telephone used to have them. That goes back when we say Newfoundland Telephone as well.
Yeah. Sparks will bring it in. Sparks working against Rowe. Sparks gets in, gets around Rowe, gets away a great shot, and Din makes the save. What a move by Owen Sparks.
2 really good moves, George. In, out, in, and put it through the legs and got a quality shot away, and got the quality shot away on his forehand, being a right-handed shooter on that left-hand side. Din had to come up with a big save.
4:13 to go in the first. 2-0. Tripan Osprey over the Impact. Green, wrist shot, kick save, out top front, top shelf, 3-0.
Yeah.
Sparks with a bullet.
Just a shot, George, coming in. Din makes a nice pad save. Of course,
what a rebound.
Rebound, yeah, I was just going to say.
Juicy in front.
Quicked right out to him, and, of course, down on his knees and picked the top corner, glove side, 3-zip.
You see why Sparks is one of the leading scorers in the league.
Great release.
Get an opportunity, made no mistake.
Great release there. And, of course, dead middle of the rink.
Yeah, the Impact actually played pretty well, I thought, through the first 10 minutes, but it's gotten away from them here in the second half of this period. They've given up 3 goals now.
They've just spent too much time in their own zone, George.
Yeah, it all started right around the time I was saying they're spending a lot of time in their own end. That'll be an icing call.
That's a poor call there. That's the wrong call. That is not an icing call at all. The Impact could have easily played that puck, and I can understand why Tri-Pen are upset over that.
Probably more upset if they were down by a goal.
Yeah, and if there was 30 seconds left in the game.
There's 3:49 to go. We're still in the first period. Face-off win, shot by Reed right on goal. And Reed makes the save. Robert Reed with the shot, Ashton Reed with the save.
George, this is only the 7th face-off, my counting, in the offensive zone for Impact. That just goes to show that they haven't spent a lot of time in that zone.
That's chipped into the Osprey bench, so they'll do that face-off again. Number 8, I guess, eh?
Nick Saunders made a good catch. Or hit him. And George, we lost Hank Aaron today.
Hammer and Hank.
Hammer and Hank. 86 years old. 755 home runs.
Out at center. Reardon gets to it, clears it in. Din tried to get it to Mulrooney. Way too hard for him. Comes back to the point, kept in by the Osprey. Christian Reardon's on it in the corner. Avoids a hit from Klein. Back to Sparks. Watch out for these two. Here's Sparks again. Shot saved. Reardon on the rebound. Puts it just wide.
Another big rebound.
Reardon's got it again. Crane knocks it out of the air and comes back to the Impact blue line. Impact making a change. Rogers and Corbett coming out as Coach Casey mixing up the lines a little bit. They were short a player there for a second. Campbell jumps off the bench.
Well, you're down 3-0 with a couple of minutes to go. There's nothing wrong with trying to jig up a line here or there.
Yeah, he's got Rogers out with Campbell and Corbett now. That's the CCR line.
Oh. Credence.
Yep.
I like it. Did a great concert here a few years ago.
Campbell just avoids a hit from Crane.
That would have hurt.
Crane, hard pass up ahead. That was touched, so no icing. Back to get it, Delaney. Off the boards, kept in there by Best. And Kennedy steps up and keeps it in. Delaney's on it again. Likes to go back behind his goal to Rowe. Back to Delaney. Rogers tried to get it out. Once again, it's kept in, put back in deep behind the Impact goal. Under 2 minutes to go in the first. Delaney trying to make something happen here. In over the blue line. Made a couple of moves and then was dispossessed.
I am possessed. We'll close that gate down there, guys.
Corbett. Best stepped on the puck and went down, but got it up ahead. King with a shot. Save is made by Din. Campbell. Pass too far. Kennedy will go back and pick it up. So we've got 1 minute to go now here in the first. King dropped it back. Baggs read that. Haven't seen much of him this game. He's got it now. Baggs with a shot. Save is made. He's out there now with Sims and Hurley. Sims tried to bank it in off the goaltender. Mulrooney's got it. A shot. Doesn't get through to goal. Sits there. Hurley has it. Hurley back to Mulrooney. His shot. Off a stick, goes up and out of play. It went off of Saunders of Tri-Pen, so the faceoff will stay in the Impact zone. 32.4 to go in the period.
Not a bad move. Tried a little toe drag to get it in there, but forechecker got out there on, the defensive player got out on him a little quickly. You only just want that wrist shot to get it at the net, particularly when you got, less than a minute in the period. Good defensive job.
Another face-off win for the Impact. They'll get it down into the corner trypan. Can't get it out. Sims plays it back in around behind the goal. Rogers over there. Rogers is hit along the boards, and it's cleared out down the ice. And this one will be icing with 14.5 seconds to go.
You get your best face-off man out there. You get your two best right-handed shooters out there on the left one coming off the boards. Hopefully get a face-off and get the shot at the net.
The only player left in the penalty box now is Carter Brown, who had the 2 and 2 plus 10.
Yes.
Everybody else is, well, as I say that, they're going to send one of the Osprey players back in again. That's Kyle Fowler, who's there from that same skirmish back midway through the period. Crane gave it away and then recovers. Crane made a mistake and then just out-muscled his man for the puck to recover it.
Very strong on the puck.
Osprey will just hold it there as the buzzer goes to end the first period. Pretty evenly played first 10 minutes, but then the Osprey took over. They scored 3 goals. And that's where it sits now after 20 minutes of play. You got your stats, Robert? You've been writing stats?
I've got some, George, but I do have the stats for the shots on goal because I can look up, and it's 19-10 in favor of the Osprey. But one of the things, George, the first 4 or 5 minutes of that period was pretty good. I really liked the speed in which the Impact came in, and I liked the speed in which the Osprey. But then some of the neutral zone turnovers. But you went back and talked about giving the puck away, D to D, back to D to D, and that defeats the D to D. The first thing, a D to D pass is meant to avoid a forecheck, and that's what you do. But when you give it back to the D man who just given it to you, now you're backing up, and you're bringing the opposition towards you. It resulted in 2 goals by the Osprey.
Yeah, that was the real bugaboo for the Impact last year. As I said, they seem to have gotten away from it in that pretty good streak there before Christmas when they went 5-2. But old habits die hard, and they're back into it here this evening. They're going to have to improve on that in the next 40 minutes, or this could be over early, as you sometimes say.
Well, and the other thing is that, and I'm sure goaltender Dim would like to have the other one back with it was a nice shot from out by the blue, but it was a big rebound, a juicy rebound, right in the slot, and of course, bang, bang up top, and then that's 3-0. And then it becomes deflating because if you think about it, I had already spoken about just prior to that, the Impact were on a power play, and Crane, the D-man, killing a penalty for the Osprey, is a guy in on the forecheck with a wraparound. Now, you've got to say to yourselves, if I'm on a power play, talking about from the Impact's perspective, you say, how does that happen?
Where is everybody?
How does that happen? And, of course, you think about, you're spending upwards of 13, 14 minutes in your own zone. If you spend 13 or 14 minutes in your own defensive zone, the score is going to be just like we see up on the board, 3-zip.
All right, it is 3-0 after the first 20 minutes of play. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with period number 2. This game between the Impact and the Osprey here on 360 Live. George Scott, Robert Golding, Jason Power on the camera. Back in a few minutes, folks. As we come back now for the start of the second period, 3-0 for the Osprey after the first 20 minutes. Goals by King, Crane, and Sparks all in the second half of that period. Actually, I think the first one came just over 8 minutes gone.
Yeah, first 7 or 8 minutes, George, weren't too bad at all.
It was pretty even up until that first goal, and then the Osprey really took over. We'll see what adjustments the Impact make, and the big one is, we talked about coming out of the first period, was getting that puck out of their own end a little more efficiently and spending less time in their own end.
Yeah, you can't spend 3/4 of the period in your defensive zone.
Yeah, shots on goal almost double. 19-10, shot by Rogers just went wide. Laundry to Reardon. Hopped over the stick of Russell. I'm sorry, that's 18 Crane, a big defenseman.
Big is an understatement, George. and mobile. I really like the way he plays the game.
On the fresh ice, that'll make it down over the goal line. That'll be icing against the Impact. Just 31 seconds into the second period.
Yeah, one of the things that the Impact are going to have to try to establish is easy to say, but they really need to have a couple of quality shifts where they maintain puck possession for 30 or 40 seconds to give yourselves a little bit of confidence and try to breathe a little life into your game.
Crane with a shot right on goal, accurate shot. He scored with a shot just like that in the first
similar.
period. Just get it on goal.
That's all you need to do. Good wrist shot. George, not only is he a big guy and passes the puck, he lugs a lot of ice time.
He's got it again. Looks up. Fires it. That one off a stick wide into the corner. Byrne able to hold it in. Osprey keep it down in deep. This is Elford. Back behind the goal. They throw it out in front. Sparks in that slot area. He's got it again. Sparks and Reardon out there. That line is dynamite for the Osprey.
Elford's a very good skater, George. Good. He really pursues the puck well.
Battle along the half wall inside the impact zone. Hurley over to Delaney. Slow to move as he had it caught up in his feet a bit up for Sims. Sims pinned against the boards by Elford. Can't get it out. And it's fired back in. Finally it'll come out. Jumping on it, Byrne. Byrne dumps it in. And they'll change to the Osprey.
One of the things that the Osprey just did, George, they really rotated well on their forecheck. Everybody assumed a position. The left winger to the right side to the middle.
Defenseman Byrne fell down, but he's got it now as the Impact get in a change as well. Crane just chips it out, looking for King. Delaney read that, steps up, gets knocked down. And Crane with a good move to get himself free. Then poke checked at the blue line by Pinkson. Delaney, a long shift. He's been out there a long time. Gets it out. Cleared back in again behind the goal. Alex Rowe comes out to center. Saunders forced back by Pinkson. Kennedy, he gets hit by Pinkson. Adam Pinkson trying to make something happen for the Impact, but the Osprey will bring it out. Seamus Best picked up an assist in the first period, clears it in. Quickly up ahead to Corbett. Fenn on that attempt. Then as he looked down to try and find the puck, took a pretty good bump. Matt Klein. Puck goes up in the air, bounces around. Osprey are on it. Finally, the Impact get a stick on it and clear it out, but they're not spending any time in the Osprey end of the ice.
Have you noticed, George, the Impact are constantly chasing the puck. They don't have puck possession, they're chasing it.
Well, the ice is tipped to start this second period.
Big time.
Everything down to our left. Here's Mulrooney. To the boards. It will come out. Corbett jumps on it. Cash Corbett working against Kennedy. Can't get it any further than the blue line. Mulrooney will clear it in. Reed calmly plays it into the corner. Osprey player fanned on it. Back to the point. Mulrooney into Corbett. Corbett's getting himself free to the side of the goal, gets it out in front, but right through the blue paint.
Good job of tying him up in the blue paint. Well, George, the D-man, got the stick, which is important.
Klein back at the right point. Threw it in towards the slot area, but taken away. Out comes Kennedy. Fed it in front, cleared away by Din. Reed will get it. Reed lost his balance, turned it over. Kennedy brought it back in. With the two Kennedys.
Klein needs to get out, George. He's been out for too long.
And 14, Josh. And there's a shot and a save by Reed. First real scoring chance for the Impact in quite some time.
Well, he'll get player bound back for their lineup now, George. Basically, he spent the last 15 minutes, if not longer, in the penalty box. And, you get some fresh legs out there. He should be certainly well rested.
Face-off win. Delaney shot. Fowler gets out, drops down to a knee and blocks it. Then they try and get it to Fowler. That will get to him. Crosby's cruising in front. Fowler takes it himself. Shot looking short side. Save made by Din. Into the corner. Rogers along the boards. It'll be held in there by Edmonds. Fowler. Laundry's in front. Fowler has a look around. Likes to come back to the point to Green. That hit Fowler and then is poked out over the blue line. Edmonds quickly up ahead. Here's Crosby. Crosby with a shot. Just a little bit outside.
Just a little.
Nice feather pass over to Edmonds. Well executed by Green across the blue line.
Bob Euchre would have been proud of that shot, George.
A chance for Rogers. Sean Rogers. Rogers cutting in. Tried to feed it across. I think he was looking for Sims.
I think so.
Over at the left post. Went just wide. Sims couldn't get a stick on it.
He was waiting for Sims to break towards the net more, George. Sims stayed a little too wide.
Yeah, if he was right on the doorstep, he had to tap in.
He did.
And the Osprey clear it down the ice.
Calling a high stick coming back is what it was.
Yeah, the Osprey were arguing it wasn't icing because the goaltender came out and played it, but
referee I was watching Rob Canning go down. He had his hand pointed up the whole time, and the correct call was made. Face-off will actually stay down in the impact zone. They high stick the puck.
Yeah, it was impact players. The puck was being cleared out, reached up trying to hold it in. Got a stick on it, so face-off in the impact zone.
Sometimes the officials get the calls right, George. Not very often, but this is an icing.
They'll get this one right, too, I suspect. 14-17 left to go in the second period. All the scoring in this one coming in the first. 3-0 for the Osprey.
George, the thing is what's happening, too, as well. You're looking at the impact. The shots that they're getting at the net, they're not in real good positions, but they're not getting any secondary shots, George. It's been a pretty easy night so far for the Osprey goaltender.
Right from the face-off, a backhand on goal, and Din has to make that save.
And with that save, you see the Osprey going up at basically doubled shots on goal over the impact, 22-11.
That's basically doubled.
I think so.
I'll go along with you on that one.
I'm going to check with Sheldon Critch on that. Good math teacher.
Corbett along the boards. Weekly played it back towards the point. Crane got it in front for Elford. His shot went wide. Sparks jumps on it. Sparks trying to get it back to the point. Battling there. Impact with a chance to get it out, but don't.
It's a simple play up the boards, George. He tries to make an extra move, loses it, and now is back in their zone again.
Yeah, that puck should have been out over the blue line.
These are simple plays that you just can't afford at this level.
Now they're back in their own end. Carter Bound's going to try and do something here for the Impact. Gets it out over center, but turns it over. Reardon's got it. Christian Reardon.
Reardon did a good job of hoisting the stick, George.
Looking for Sparks. That hit somebody, and breakaway pass hopped over the stick of Cash Corbett, or he was off to the races. He was in behind everybody.
That was a good pass.
Bounced.
Yeah, good pass. Nice outlet. And that's what you really need to do now. You need to try to spring someone loose as best you can.
And Corbett will do that. Try and sneak in behind the defense. Look for that
And a
breakaway pass.
Good skater.
King wins the faceoff back to Kennedy. Kennedy's shot hit a teammate in front. That hit Hunter Saunders right in the skate. Mark Andrews avoids the check, goes down into the corner. He lays a hit onto Joshua Kennedy. So he goes in hard on the forecheck. The Osprey come away with it off the boards. Here's Saunders. Saunders has got King cutting for the front of the goal. In front for King. 2 or 3 whacks at it. It's still loose there. They score. It was never covered.
George, we could see it from here.
Yep.
And it's no good for the Impact to complain about this. The puck, we could see the puck from our vantage point from here.
Yeah, Mitchell Dinn had stretched out. It was on his right toe,
Yep.
but it was on the pad. It was not under anything. We could see the puck
Yep.
the whole time, and it was fair game.
And they whacked away at it a couple of times. And you as a coach, you keep telling your players, you keep whacking at it as long as you can until you hear the whistle.
Yeah, and you could, like I said, from our vantage point.
And it was nothing
we could
goaltender
see-
Dinn could do.
No, he was laid out. He, had the pad on it, but just couldn't cover it.
I think after that little skirmish, it's going to be a penalty to the Osprey as well, George. Not sure what the call is going to be, but I know that a player has gone to the box, number 27 for the Osprey.
That's Gavin Mugford. Yeah. He was in the penalty box serving the penalty in the first period. He's gone back in now, and it will be 5-on-4. Mitchell Dinn, and he's coming out, and I suspect that's a groin injury.
George, I was looking down at him.
He was really stretched out trying to hold that right toe against the puck.
Yeah, he was stretched out, but not only stretched out, he was still trying to move as he was stretched out, not just stationary. And, that can't be very comforting.
So Adam Hedges will come in to replace Dinn.
And we know goaltenders are certainly, very, very flexible. But once you get that stretched out so far, it's only so far that body's going to go.
So after the goal, it's a power play for the Impact. Didn't do much with their first power play. Hunter Saunders gets the goal. Jared Edmonds picks up one of the assists. And that will be the only assist. That hits the supports over the glass. Over on the far side, the faceoff will stay in the Osprey end. 12:25 to go in the second period. Minute 37 to go in the the power play for the Impact.
And the thing is that what you're saying now, the Osprey coaches are saying, anytime you get a puck, get it at the net, get it in there as quick as you can. New goaltender in, cold.
Delaney, good pass across. It's put wide, though, by Hurley.
Very nice pass.
Rogers is having a look around. Can't get it in front. Fowler blocked that. Good pass back for Delaney. Delaney waits for Fowler to clear, and then a save is made. Nice play that time by Rogers as he waited for the shot blocker to just slide by. He got away a pretty good shot. Reed came up with the save. And again, trying to clear it out. It goes over the glass. No penalty in this level. I think I've mentioned once or twice I hate that penalty in the NHL.
I never, ever liked the penalty from it used to be just a goaltender one time, George.
Yep.
And in the Newfoundland Senior Hockey League, they've actually changed it. The goaltender doesn't get it, gets it. Everybody else doesn't. I hated the rule from the day one.
It's overly punitive. That's my opinion. Oh, I've made it numerous times. I'll leave it for now.
I don't know how it's not a whole lot different than intentionally icing the puck.
Nope, that's been my argument. Not everybody agrees with me.
Well, that's strange.
Campbell was reaching for it. It goes between his skates.
Water ball went in the net, not the puck.
Campbell's got it again. Campbell from a sharp angle trying to get it out in front. Pinkston with a shot. It goes over the top of the goal. Bounces out in front. They score!
Off the backboards, George, and out. There's going to be a little skirmish here in front of the net. There's going to be a penalty here now as well.
Here we go again. It's going to be a long night, Robert.
It is long.
Yeah, it came off the glass, bounced out in front. Reed couldn't find it, and the puck found the back of the goal.
And there was very little room there at all, George, to get it in. As a matter of fact, the Osprey had done a good job down low, but they couldn't find the puck.
It all started with Braden Campbell trying to work it out in front. He was stopped initially. Then it came out to Pinkson, who took that shot that went over the top, hit the glass, and rebounded back out in front. Not sure who eventually put it in, but it was Pinkson's shot from the slot that caused all the problem. Problem for the Osprey.
George Rowe, number 17 on D for the Impact. Is his hair getting longer? His parents are next to me. I got to have a chat with him.
You got a pretty good flow going there.
Oh, I love it. I had hair on that like that in grade 7.
No pictures. It didn't happen.
And if there was, I would never want to be seen in public.
I'm not sure what the discussion is here.
Well, what happened, George, when the Impact player was down on the ice, the Osprey defenseman came and basically took him by the chest and pushed him, and then he slashed him back. Corbett slashed him back. And I watched the two of them, or I watched the official Mercer, signaled that both players were going to the box.
Okay. And Corbett is in the box for the Impact. And that's Hunter, 66 rather, not 6.
They're going to get the extra
Cameron
penalty.
Byrne.
Because they were already had a penalty, a delayed penalty.
All right, so 5-on-4 again for the Impact. Back on the power play. Down now 4-1. Elford breaks that up. Goes into forecheck shorthanded. Mulrooney turns with the puck. It has been a spirited affair here at the Windsor Stadium.
It certainly has.
The pass really had no chance
Zero.
of getting through to Pinkson. Hurley on it. Will take it down in deep. Stop up along the half wall. Gets it back to Rowe. Back down in the corner to Hurley. He'll come back here at the right point to Rowe. He'll swing it over the other side. Mulrooney gets it in behind the goal. If that pass was on the other side of the play, he could have one-timed it, but it was on his backhand.
Play was just too little late developing, George. Needs to be a little quicker.
Mulrooney fan on it, knocks it out of the air, but it goes out of play. That faceoff will be inside the Impact zone. We're down to 10:22 to go here in the second. 1:10 left to go in the Impact power play. The shot goes wide of the goal. Jumping on it is Fowler. He's hit there by Delaney. And Delaney comes up with it. Up to Hurley. Here's Braden Campbell gets the goal for the Impact. Best steals it. Not much of a power play here.
Nothing.
For the Impact. In fact, they're spending more time down in their own end than they are in the Osprey end. Rogers gets it. He'll try and get things started. Here's Sean Rogers weaving his way through center, in over the blue line. Drops it off to Pinkson. Pinkson into the middle. There's a shot, goes over top of the goal. That was well set up. Hurley just missed it as he tried to go high.
Again, George, just the one shot, and actually not even a shot on net. And back down the ice, you need secondary shots. You need a little bit more puck possession.
Pinkson gains the blue line. Pinkson cutting for the goal. Gets it on his forehand and gets a shot. Reed makes the save. Green will get to it. Clear it out. Penalties over now. We're back to even strength. Crosby down there quickly for the Ospreys. They were changing as that penalty expired.
Well, I'm not sure why it wasn't icing.
Campbell trying to knock it past Kennedy. Kennedy holds the line. Pinson's got it, brings it back in. Pinson has it knocked off his stick. Down is pinching in. Able to hold it in momentarily, but right onto the stick of Crosby. Crosby will bring it out. Tried to make a move around Klein. Clyde stayed with him. There's a shot, just goes wide. Sims busting up through the middle. Out to play it is Reed. He's back at the point, kept in. Sims has it. Leaves it there for Pinsent. Has it taken away, and Green. Quick pass up ahead. Crosby Bit of a long shift, gets away a shot well wide. Seemed to run out of steam as he got to the puck.
Tired.
Stays out there. Tips it in front.
He's going to come to
He's
the bench.
trying to
here now.
get to the bench. There he is. Takes a big deep breath as he gets to the bench, and that pass was supposed to be D to D, but ends up in the corner.
And the wrong way, George. You don't reverse it when you're over there without a, your weak side forward is just not there.
Andrews loses it in his skates and then gets all tied up. Under 8 to play in the second. Racing after it was Baggs. Edmonds gets it out for the Osprey. Klein. Be careful here. Reardon's on him. Klein and Reardon go into the corner in to help out Sparks. Owen Sparks, shot, scores!
Klein just lost that battle, George. You just can't do that. A big, strong guy like that, he's looking at the guy coming in on him. He needs to go get that puck. He can't be concerned with the guy coming behind him. He got his pocket picked as a result of not getting in and getting the puck first. That just can't happen.
5-1.
On 2 shifts in a row now, the Impact have good, right? But those are the types of things. They're small things, but if a puck is dumped into your zone, you've got to go back. You can't be worried about the guy coming behind you. You've got to get that puck. If you don't get the puck, he's getting it, and we just saw it.
Yeah, Christian Reardon took it away, got it out to Sparks. Didn't look like a great scoring angle from where Sparks shot. It didn't seem to have a lot on it, but it...
Goaltender's goal, just getting in there. Any shot's a good shot.
Yeah, it's one of the few times he's faced a shot, and
Yep.
it was on goal, and it beat Hedges, and it is 5-1. Here's a good pass. Mulrooney gets it to center, dumps it in. Vincent lets it go to Rowe. It was Reardon who got the goal. Tipped. Great chance there for Vincent. Reed came up with the save.
That's icing.
That's icing, and not sure how Owen Sparks didn't get something on that. I mean, when Reardon stole the puck, he got it to Sparks.
Down low he did, and unless it touched one of the Osprey again and then came back. That's the only thing I could see.
Anyway, we'll see if we get any kind of adjustment on that.
We got the replay working, George?
Oh, sure, bring that up. Going to try it tomorrow night, Robert.
Oh, my God.
We are going to try and break out the replay tomorrow night. It's been a while since we've had it working.
Are you on the camera tomorrow, Jace? Okay, beautiful.
Aha! They've made a change. It was Owen Sparks on the goal.
You can't get anything by you.
I feel better. Thought my eyes had deceived me, but no.
No, that's new glasses, too.
The Sounders, yeah. Yep. Right out in front, went past King. Turnaround shot by Best goes wide. The Impact again running around in the own end right now. Sims trying to get over to the boards, can't get it out, kept in. Good play over there by Jared Edmonds. Now Green will hold it in as they go back and forth. Shot right on goal, it was deflected. Hedges came up with a pretty good save.
He had the sprawl out much the way that Din earlier did, where he hurt himself in the groin area.
King quickly in on the forecheck. Pins Delaney to the boards. Best in there looking for it. Sims got to it first for the Impact down the ice, and this will be just enough to get over the goal line for an icing call. Shots on goal, 27-16 right now, favoring the Osprey. We've got 5:24 to go in the second. It is 5-1 for the visitors.
George, Impact just previous to that play coming out on the right-hand side, and what they're doing, they're passing the puck to a forward who's covered. So the puck is just coming right back to the guy who just passed it. It's just no good. You have to wait from the spring loose, or you have to puck high and half the boards.
There's a quick pass. Here's Reed. Robert Reed with a chance down the right side. Away a good shot on goal. Save made by Ashton Reed.
Good defensive play by Mugford as well.
Yeah, stayed with him. Really didn't allow Reed to get much on that shot, but got it on goal. This time Ashton Reed will cover it up.
Kept him to the outside. Got a little wrist shot away, a weak one, but from the wide side. And a goaltender anytime, he's going to stop that just about every time.
Campbell to face off against Elford. Elford wins it into the corner. Kennedy to Mugford. Through the middle. Good outlet pass. Here's Elford. Young trying to catch up. Campbell stayed with him. They both go down in the corner. Osprey get it out in front. That was blocked. Didn't get through to the goal. Martin Andrews blocked that shot as he was standing in front of his goaltender. To Reed. Knocked off his stick by Mugford. Kennedy. Young is trailing. Mugford's in the high slot. Pass picked off. Reed up ahead. Campbell, he's poke checked. And a shot right into the impact bench. Picked off Shane Delaney standing there. That stung a little bit.
It's a nice pass if you're Tom Brady. Not sure anybody else is going to catch it.
Who you got this weekend, Robert?
Well, George, I'm hoping for a couple of good games, but I still I do love Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks. I watched them play last week. I felt bad for Drew Brees. If his career is over, but
here's Corbett with a burst of speed. Corbett on a breakaway shoots. Oh, and Reed calmly sticks out the left hand, catches that, and denies Cash Corbett.
George, Corbett has had 3 great opportunities here this evening. That one was a clear cut. He's got good breakaway speed, and we just saw that, and a great save by goaltender to equal him.
Yeah, I talked about that in the first period, how he does that. He will get in behind the defense.
You said, yeah. He's got breakaway speed, there's no question.
Seen that a number of times this season. Corbett behind the goal. Green battling back there. And the Osprey come away. Sparks gets to center, dumps it in. Ooh, a little adventure there for Adam Hedges. He
also thought it was a free catch.
Yay. That was they call it in football a muff. Right on that, the punt.
Yes, look up and hit it. He turned it over twice, George.
Crane tried to feed it in front. That was picked off by Rowe. Rowe up ahead. And Pinkson, he was in behind. He was giving it the old beaver tail slap. He wanted that pass.
Yeah.
And he was in if that pass was on the mark.
Yeah, and needed to be, right? And the thing is, they got him behind the D again. And that's 2 quick outlet passes, but they weren't able to capitalize. George, going back to the NFL situation, and the thing is, we look at so many different teams, and this year, it breathes a fresh air into it. We see a lot of the same teams every year, but this year, it's not any time that you can say, okay, the New England Patriots are there and they're going all the way through. They're not there.
Patriots are out, but Brady is still there.
Brady is still there.
It'll be ice.
And so is Gronsky. Retired, came back, and now gone back down to Tampa with him. And Gronk had a good week last week.
Did I see today Antonio Brown is inactive for this weekend for the Buccaneers?
He is, as well as Mahomes for Kansas City.
Oh, I missed that news.
Yeah, well, they said that he will be reevaluated. He really got his bell rung last week in the last 8 or 9 minutes and didn't play it in the second half, right?
Yeah, that's big news if Mahomes.
Well,
can't
he's their franchise.
They say the betting line moves about 11 points whether Mahomes is in or out.
He's a great quarterback.
Crosby gets it down in deep. Hurley goes back to get it. Hurley goes down. Fowler looking at in front for Laundry. His shot. That was blocked. Rebound is there. Again, I don't think it got through to goal. I think both those shots were blocked by the defense. Hurley. Rogers back at the point. Bound. Does a good job to hold it in. Second time as well. Knocks it down with his glove. In good position to shoot it. Put it just wide. Came off the backboard, then cleared to the side. Sims back for Rogers. Rogers fed it out in front. Nobody there to get a stick on it. And the Osprey get it out. And here's Laundry with a breakaway. Laundry, backhand, save made by Hedges as he sprawls out and gets the right leg down.
Wide open here now, George. Down is tired here.
2 minutes to go in the period. Impact. Trying to get a change in. They got tired players heading for the bench. And this long change here in the second.
Long change is tough.
But here they come. Another breakout opportunity. Getting back to break that up was Edmonds. Yeah, pace picking up a little bit here right now. Here's Pinkson. Pinkson with a shot. That's kicked out. That rebound was right out into the slot, but the Osprey were there to clear it away.
It's a good call.
Icing call with 1:33 to go.
George, they've upped the game a little bit. I like their team speed a little bit more now in the Spirit, that being the Impact. Coming through the neutral zone especially, they're not spending as much time in their zone, but when they have the opportunity to get out with simple plays, they're not making them, and it's costing them badly.
That goes up in the air. Knocked down. Kept in at the point by Klein. Comes back. Klein kicked it in.
He's got big feet, too.
Vincent to Corbett. Corbett in the corner. Try to get it back to Klein. That was stolen away by King. King will clear it in. Best will get there first for the Osprey. Seamus Best. King in looking for it as well. King's got it. Can't get it in front of the goal. Forced to the boards. Kennedy threw it through the slot. Gets past the defenseman, spinning puck. It will just have enough to get over the red line.
One of the things, George, when the Osprey were in the old zone down behind the Impact goal line at that time, Impact needed to have another player come in for puck support down low. They had him out in the high slot. You've got to go down and lend your defenseman some hand to help get that puck. You're hoping he's going to get that puck to you. It just doesn't come.
Under 40 seconds to go in the period. Long pass. Can Corbett get a stick on it? He did, but Byrne comes back, picks it up. Crane, breakout pass. Kennedy, that'll be offside if he touches it. He knows it. Leaves it. That'll allow the Impact to bring it out. Klein almost turned it over. Now he does.
Yeah, it's
going to
be a penalty.
2-on-none.
It's just
shot,
a no.
Save made by Hedges.
I cannot believe he got away with that penalty.
And there is no penalty call. But the turnover resulted in a 2-on-none. And shot as the buzzer goes.
It was almost a 3-on-none. And the thing is, you are the last man back. You have a free play because it was a delayed offside, and you decide that you're going to try to come up the middle of the rink with 2 forecheckers. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's, again, we're a bit of a broken record, but we've talked about this all game. We talked about it, I think, all last year, too, Robert, the games we did.
Yeah.
As I say, they seem to have cleared it up, but it's come back in a vengeance here in this game, and they need to get back to playing the way they were before Christmas and not the way they were playing last year.
And George, the thing is about it is that, they're kids, they're going to make mistakes and all that there, and you don't want, even from a coaching perspective, you don't want a D-man making a mistake under pressure. That happens. NHLers do it every day. Everybody does it every day. But however, you've got to make simple plays when the opportunity presents itself. So if you're coming up the ice, you're the last man back as a D. There's not another soul around you. Your job is to get the puck up the ice by passing it, not carrying it. And it was mishandled a little bit, wanted to pass it, didn't pass it, turned it over, breakaway, and what I thought was a clear tripping penalty, but they got lucky.
Yeah, it would have been a 3-0 had the player not been tripped up.
Yeah,
the other two were in all alone.
Clear 3-0, right? But those are the ones that you just can't make at this stage of the game, right? Even from a younger perspective, as a D-man come back, coach has been really preaching to their kids. If you're a 8, 9, 10 leader, you're the last man back, guys, last girl back. Get that puck up the ice. Get that puck up the ice. You've done your job.
Yeah, clear the zone. Get it out of danger. All right. We're going to step away from danger for a few minutes as we are in the second intermission with the Osprey leading this game by a score of 5-1. Reminder, these two teams will play again tomorrow night. Starting times approximately, it'll be around 8:30, I expect, by the time we get to puck drop. I believe on the schedule it says 8, but just going by our experience of doing these games, 8:15.
Schedule's just a suggestion, is it, George?
It's really, more of a suggestion. So I'd be looking to, if you're planning on watching the game, be prepared to start around 8:30 tomorrow night, and then 10 o'clock Sunday morning. I do find the Sunday morning games tend to start a little closer to on time. So that is the schedule anyway for the next two games. Third period coming up. Stay with us. As I say, it's the Osprey leading 5-1. 40 minutes in the books, and the Osprey lead it 5-1 over the Impact. The other game in the Newfoundland Labrador under-18 Major League tonight being played over in the West Coast in Corner Brook. After 2 periods of play, the Blizzard and the Kings tied at 2. The East Coast Blizzard and the Western Kings having a good one over in Corner Brook tonight. Here it's a 4-goal lead for the Osprey. We start the third period. 5 aside, all the penalties off the board. Shots on goal, 31-20, favoring the Osprey after 2 periods of play. And the puck goes out of play. We'll get a whistle.
George, what Coach Casey is, I'm sure, have already told his players, we need to win this period, right? You don't look at the 4-goal deficit. You say, let's win this period. Even if, you're not going to be successful in the game, it bodes well then going into tomorrow.
Yeah, you've got to play again in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, and George.
And then another one Sunday, so.
Yeah, and we said so many times, myself and you have done so many senior hockey league games. We said there's all kinds of times when you're going to lose. It's not necessarily when you lose, it's how you lose and how you recover. You can lose a game, finish the game on a high note, believe it or not. Yep. Bodes well for the next day.
Absolutely. Yeah, 3 games in quick succession. It's the way they play these weekend series in this league, and you may not win all 3, but you've got to get ready for the next one in a big hurry.
I'm not suggesting that that the Impact aren't going to win the game. It's going to be a formidable task here to be down 5-1, but you need to win the period.
Elford forced back into his own end. Turns away from the forechecker, and that pass misses everybody. It was touched, though, by Corbett. No icing. Gets past Rowe. Bags holds it along the boards. He gets hit. Puck comes free. Laundry out in front for Crosby, and a good reaction save by Hedges.
That was a beautiful pad save.
They got that left pad down. Crosby was set up all alone in the slot. Rowe along the boards for Corbett. Corbett has a look, just plays it up along the boards. Pinkston couldn't catch up to it. Bags gets to it, can't get it in over the blue line. Corbett's got it.
George, as I look down just to the far right of the Impact bench, I think I see goaltender Din down there in the civvies. Looks like it from here. Just coming up the stands here.
Yep, he left the game in the second period. He was stretched out on that, I think it was the fourth Osprey goal. And
he's not
clearly tweaked his groin, and he is walking very gingerly down to our right in the stands.
Gingerly is a real nice way to put it.
You may be seeing Adam Hedges the rest of the way this weekend. He would have been scheduled to start tomorrow, and Din would have played Sunday. There's a shot, and Reed makes the save. He hasn't been overly busy, but he's been very good.
Yeah, he's square to the shooter, George. He's a big goaltender. He's got a really good catching hand. We saw that on the breakaway with Corbett.
And he took that one up hard. He's shaken up.
Yeah, it went up by his head, I thought, or his neck area. I thought he gloved it first, George, but maybe I think it might be a strap broke on his helmet. His mask, I should say.
Okay, maybe he's not shaken up. Maybe it's an equipment thing. Hopefully that's the case for the young goaltender. Seems to be okay. Yeah, he took it up high and then stayed down. I thought maybe it was up around the collarbone or something.
I think actually when he put his glove up, George, he might have hooked the strap.
Okay. Well, hopefully that's all it is for Ashton Reed.
Yeah, he looks good there.
Yeah. A little adjustment to the bucket and back in there. Chance, turnaround, fanning on it was Reed. He's had a couple of chances. Here's Reed again with another chance. That one got through. There's the glove hand.
Yeah, George,
that's the third time I've mentioned Reed getting a shot on Reed.
Yeah. Double error.
He hasn't been in on a lot of offense this year, but that may be 3 of the better scoring chances he's had all season.
A goaltender Reed, George, that is 5 or 6 really, really nice glove saves he's made. But, George, he makes them look easy. They're not easy saves, but he's making them look relatively easy.
Yeah, it's not a lot of movement. He's in position. Delaney fed it in front. Reed got a stick on that, directed it into the corner. Oh, that's a nice piece of goaltending there, too. You get that shot. don't just stop it, but you direct the puck where you want it to go.
George, I was watching that, and exactly right, how he just creamed it into the corner. That's effective. Out of harm's way.
Yeah, those things don't happen by accident.
No.
Elford. Shot was blocked by Delaney. Hurley got it to Bound. Here's Carter Bound with a bit of speed. To the blue line, drops it back. Rogers was winding up, and getting back was Seamus Best
Just
to break it up.
Too long a delay for that one.
Yeah, Rogers was ready with the big clapper, and
just took too long to develop, and the back checker, that's an easy play for him to get a stick in the way there.
tipped in. Mulrooney's forced to go back behind his goal. Elford's in on him in a hurry, gives him a little shove, gets it out in front. Kennedy plays it over to the far boards. Young slaps it behind the goal. Pinkson leaves it. Whoa, giveaway behind the goal. Here we go again. More trouble for the Impact in their own end. Corbett, the head for Pinkson off the boards. Couldn't get past Kennedy. Mulrooney. It's the Osprey tag up on the delayed offside. Impact get it out, but not past center. Baggs had it in his skates. Pinkson has it. Was looking over for Corbett. Now Baggs. Corbett back to Baggs, and he put it well wide.
Beautiful play, just didn't execute.
Went off the toe of the stick and wide of the goal. I think Baggs may have been expecting Corbett to shoot that one. Wasn't ready for the return pass.
And it was a hard pass, right? And I thought Corbett was going to shoot it as well, George. It was a really nice play, very unselfish play to make that pass back. And we've seen Corbett a couple of times tonight with great shots. Gave that one back, would have been an empty netter. Would have, could have, should have.
15:50 to go, third period. 5-1 for the Osprey. Kennedy couldn't get it out. Sims reaching for it. Here's Rogers. Rogers backhand. Save right out in front. And getting back was Reed. Read that beautifully.
Beautiful save there.
Gave up a big rebound, but followed it and took the second shot. He said right in the crest.
Well, even from here, George, it was a big gaping net, and the big body came across. Like you said, got him right in the midsection.
Sims fans on it as he looked up. Pretty good shift for the Impact, but nothing to show for it. And now it's Reardon. Getting back was Klein to break that up. Matt Klein with a good defensive play. Chipped off the glass. Sparks in with Reardon. Gives it to Reardon. Over to Russell. Russell turns and scores. I was going to say he had an empty net if he could have got it the first time, but stayed with it. And then goes 5-hole on Hedges. It is 6-1.
Hit off his pad and went in between them. But, George, again, it was a poor neutral zone move. Klein did a good job to get back, but they never could get a D-man back there in time. And, of course, Osprey had troops. They had two good quality shots, and it's 6-1.
Yeah, I thought Reardon had really set up.
It was a nice play.
Russell, rather, beautifully. And then Russell kind of fumbled that first pass, but stayed with it and turned around and got a secondary shot, and that became the goal.
He stuck with it, went off the inside of the right pad of goaltender Hedges and in the back of the net.
Bound tried to get it out. Sparks and Reardon having themselves a night.
4 points.
Say coming into the game, Reardon first in the league in total points. Sparks was third. They've added to their totals.
They're both going to add to their totals tonight.
Whoops, as Hedges goes for a little trip behind the goal, and the puck goes out of play.
And the puck goes out of play a lot here, George, with the low ceiling. We see it quite often. Slows the pace of the game down a little bit. As when you're behind in the game like this, slowing it down is not such a bad deal.
Yeah, the beams in the ceiling really come down and get involved in the play quite a bit.
I struck my head walking in.
It must have been up in the back seats where the beams are about 2 feet high. Is that where it happened?
I don't have the duck very much back there.
Should have just let it go, I think. Big hit to the side of the goal. Here's Pinkson. Alex Rowe taking his time. Best watching him. Pass connects with Baggs. Griffin Baggs clears in and he gets hit. Baggs on it again. Back at the point for Rowe. Back for Baggs off his stick. And Seamus Best will bring it out. Best down the left side. To the boards. A couple of impact players went down. Best stays with it. Now here on the near side, Saunders. Right into the crease area, rattles around, Best looking for it. He's got it and puts it wide. Right out in front again, they score. Saunders, number 6.
Saunders with another one.
That's his second, making it 7-1.
Yeah, it's becoming very difficult here now. And the thing is, really, the Osprey here now are really working on all full cylinders here now. And the impact, I would think probably quite soon we'll probably have to call a timeout.
This is a time when Gordon Miller and Ray Ferraro would break out the trivia. Haven't got any trivia.
Do we have anybody in the research department to give us some stuff?
Yeah. Research department. There's another one, 8-1 Laundry, and it has really broken open.
Wow. It is, it's tough here. It's really tough sledding now, and of course, you got to feel for the goaltender. There's nobody else to go in. And, you just look up and down the bench. You can see everybody heads down, shaking their heads. And it's just one of those things you say, guys, we just got to battle through. We got to try to hold your heads up high.
Yeah, still just under
a long time left yet.
Yeah, just under 13 minutes left to go. And the Impact have really fallen apart in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure if you're the Osprey coach, you're saying there, guys, let's get the puck in deep. And
well, here's Rogers. See if he can make something positive happen. Put it wide. He's had chances this game, just can't convert.
He has.
Stolen by Hurley out in front again. Rogers just can't seem to buy one. That one, good pass, but it puck hopped just as it got to his stick.
Good pass, George. And what was really surprising to me there was no Osprey yellow jersey near the slot area.
No, Rogers was all alone.
Rogers was clearly all alone. It was a hard pass, couldn't get much on it.
Crane down in the corner. Sims took it away from him. Tried to feed it out in front. Rogers was all alone again. He comes up with the puck, gets away the shot. This time a blocker save made by Reed. Right on goal. Rogers looking for it, but Reed will cover it up. We'll get a face-off. Good shift for this line. I mentioned in the first period, they were on a great run just prior to the Christmas break, and they've had their chances here in this period, or in this game.
The thing is, George, I spoke at length when we opened up the third period. It's not about losing or winning. It's particularly about losing. It's the way you lose. Right now, they're going to have to try to find a way to battle back to try to make it semi-respectable. Because right now, you're down by a touchdown and an extra point.
Reardon out in front. Sparks with another chance. Had to go off the heel of his stick. There's Sims trying to get around the outside. Crane steps into him. Great job by Crane.
Every time I watch Crane coming over, George, I feel that body coming along.
And here he comes on the offense. Gets in between the two defensemen. Yeah, it looked like Sims had a step and Crane just lowered the shoulder.
Well, he just needs to lean on you, George. He is a big mountain of a man.
He's back at the point. A shot on goal. That was deflected by Kennedy. Went over the top of the goal. Kennedy got that off the shaft of the stick about 2 feet in the air and tipped it over the top of the goal.
Again, a shot from the D, from Crane again. Just a simple wrist shot.
He's got it again. This time tried to feed it in front. Pass a little too hard for Sparks. Kennedy with a shot right on goal. The rebound is there. Reardon's on it. Osprey were changing. Pinson will bring it out. Inside, outside. Around behind the goal. Right into the slot area. They were looking for Carter Bound. Had stepped up from his defensive position, but he couldn't get a stick on it. That hit the back of the goal. Campbell looking for it. It's tipped into the near corner. Kennedy will jump on it for the Osprey. Kennedy was looking for Crosby. Just beyond his reach. Campbell tips it ahead. Mulrooney and Crosby. Crosby gets the inside position, gets it back to the point. They get it back into Crosby, chips it off the glass. Right out in front, Crosby with a chance. Couldn't get much on it. Back at the point. It finally comes out. It's touched up. It'll be offside. But more opportunities for the Osprey with 9:53 to go, just past the halfway mark here in the third.
Every shift, George, the Osprey are coming out here now. You talked about the ice being tilted. It is certainly an uphill battle for these Impact here now, and the Osprey are really having them at their own way here now.
Klein. Over to Andrews. Nowhere to go. Andrews will try and bring it out himself. Turns it over. Back in it comes. Frank Kennedy reaching for it. Cleared out. Edmonds back in his own end. Edmonds to Crosby. Tipped into the middle. Hopping on it is Kennedy. This is Jacob Kennedy. Back to Crosby. Fend on it. Andrews missed it. Hedges was expecting Andrews to play that. And it went past Andrews and became a scoring chance in a puck that was just harmlessly sliding.
Hedges had him off on it. It was like it was a changeup. He put his stick out there and the puck wasn't there, and all of a sudden it went under it.
Green softly dumps it into the corner. Albert back in behind the goal. Andrews waiting for it back there. Back around the boards for Albert. They close on him in a hurry. Puck goes up in the air. Cash Corbett has it. Corbett over the other side to Andrews. Andrews under the stick of Albert. Byrne off the boards. Klein tips it over to Andrews. He fanned on it. Having trouble finding the puck. Osprey come back in, and a good defensive play by Klein as he lays out. Puck comes across a weak shot there by Saunders, and Hedges made the save, but just to relieve the pressure, the Impact will shoot it down the ice.
Yeah, right now, George, it's certainly not a fair fight here, and we're seeing a lot of yapping going on here now, George. I'm not sure why. If you're down by 8-1, I don't know what you're yapping about. These players don't go for pizza together after the games, do they, George, with COVID?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you're wondering if they were discussing what to order for pizza?
Yeah, it could be an extra large with the works.
And there's another goal.
George.
That's King with his second of the game. Right from the face-off, a bit of a scramble draw, but Osprey player gets to the puck first.
Yeah, it's a tough sledding battle here now for these players. It's never easy to sit down and watch this as it has really exploded here in the third period, George.
Yeah, I should say Adam Hedges nowhere to hide right now.
Nowhere to go.
He's got no other goaltender to come in. Mitchell Dinn went out in the second period with an apparent groin injury, and it's going to be Hedges the rest of the way come heck or high water, Robert.
Yeah, that for sure. Your Impact here now, the clock can't go fast enough for you.
No, as a coach, you just look at your goalie and say,
yeah.
Man, I know our team's not playing well in front of you, but you're it.
Yeah.
Rogers in front, fanned on it.
Was a good check.
Yeah, Delaney stepped into Best. Woo! They get it out over the blue line. It's precarious. Rogers tried to get it in deep. Was poke check. Carter Bound back at center. Griffin Baggs to Rogers. Again, can't even get it in over the blue line right now. Begg steps into his man. Landrew gets it ahead to Crosby. Crosby with a shot blocked by Delaney. Hurley. Under 7 to go. Shot on goal. That skipped. It was going along the ice and skipped and came up and hit Hedges. He stayed with it.
Georgia nosing the Osprey. Even now, they're up 9-1 with, just a little over under 7 minutes left. They're really even still continuing to forecheck hard. And their D-men are coming up and really pasting the forwards for the Impact as they're picking up the puck just on the hash marks. They've not held back. Really good puck pursuit by this Osprey team all night.
This one comes out. Pinson looking for Campbell. That was picked off. Laundrie. Rowe tried to step into him. Got the elbow up a little bit. No call. The Osprey bench didn't like it and kind of liked the fact that when Rowe stepped into his man, it didn't really do much damage. Now Rowe knocks his man down. That's cleared out. That was Laundrie he stepped into.
Oh, he used his shoulder on that one, George, and had his feet on the ice. The other one, he had his foot off the ice and did not use the shoulder, just got his arm up. And, gravity will do, and physics will tell you that that's just not going to work. But that was a nice shoulder. I met Rowe 3 years ago, George. His younger brother I coached when we were down in Vermont. And what a nice young guy. He was down there. He played the week before. And he came, he said, Coach, he said, do you mind if I come out on the ice and help you with practice? And I said, boy, by all means. But really a great family, good kid. His younger brother was a great player for us as well down in Vermont with the Impact program, the travel teams. And, George, you would have loved it. What a beautiful golf course in Vermont. Jay Peaks Resort.
I figured you must have found a golf course while you were down there. Here's a chance, a shot, another goal. Russell just steps around the defense. And we hit double digits, 10-1. This is the worst showing for the Impact this year that I've seen.
And it's unfortunate.
They were looking so good coming into the break. Can't blame it all on the layoff, but this is not the same team that I saw in late November, early December.
It's unfortunate, too. There's maybe 100 fans here this evening. Obviously, Kobe, you don't get as many. But
100 is actually a sellout.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, all the tickets were sold for tonight. The 100 is the limit here at the Windsor Stadium.
Well, that was a good guess.
Yep, right on the money because that's all they were allowed to sell.
Need to do my research more often. But, it's nice to see him here. And I spoke to a couple of fans here, and it's actually my first game watching live tonight. I've tuned in a couple of times to watch a half a period here or there. And, I know some of these kids and some of the coaching staff, and, I've missed it. But,
you've been busy with your young son, Jack, who's been playing a lot of hockey on the weekends.
Yeah, indeed. Another busy weekend, but it's always good.
Corbett trying to bust in. Crane gets back and takes it away. Here's Pinkston with a chance. Pinkston with a shot. That was blocked by Crane. Delaney puts it towards goal. That got through. Reed made the save. Crane has got it. Little excuse me penalty. Crane had the puck, and as the forechecker came in, he tripped him up.
He tripped over Crane's stick. I don't think Crane still had the puck on his stick.
Yeah, I think you're correct on that one.
Even Crane said, are you kidding?
All I was doing was stick handling.
Yeah. Sorry about being strong on my stick and you fell over it, but really.
That's a 10-1 penalty.
Well, I was just going to say, you're the coach, and the Osprey say, Crane, let's get to the box. Go and sit down.
Yeah.
Get yourself a coffee. Have a nice night.
Battle along the boards. Gets past Rowe. Down the ice. Mulrooney back to get it. So a power play for the Impact. And a pass that really wasn't going to do much good for the Impact. Right on the stick of Josh Kennedy. And down the ice.
It's up.
Oh, hits the rafters, so prevented it from flying into the stands. was headed towards Peter Sullivan down there.
Yeah.
Pete Sullivan, the bus driver.
The bus driver.
I guess he's driving the bus for the Osprey this weekend. He's bus driver for the Cataracts many times in the last few years.
Had a lot of good road trips with Peter.
Peter, former player with the Cataracts.
Yes, indeed. Hurdle champion, 81, 82.
Yeah, grew up here in Grand Falls. Before it was Grand Falls, Windsor.
1991.
Classmate of mine at Grand Falls Academy. Anyway, puck didn't get to him, but I thought it was an opportunity to give him a mention.
He was a next-door neighbor of mine when I lived on Goodge Avenue a number of years ago, 13, 14 years ago.
Great athlete, Peter. Played on the
high
was school hockey team. The
volleyball player.
Volleyball team. Softball. Good baseball player.
Always had beautiful hair.
That shot goes wide. Kennedy beats him to the puck. Kennedy gets in, rings it off the goalpost.
Kennedy's got phenomenal wheels, George.
That was a short-handed opportunity. Rogers stays with it. 28 seconds to go in the power play. Mulrooney gains the zone, takes it down into the corner, swings around in behind the goal. Mulrooney having a look around, off the boards, back for Klein. Klein holds it in, then gives it away. And down the ice, right on goal. Whoa, Hedges reaches out. He's got a couple of those.
Two. Reach out and touch someone. Yeah, I agree.
Look like easy catches and just stand on it.
But George, he tried to catch it over on his blocker side. His arm actually had to come over his. I'm not a goaltender, but it seems kind of strange to me. A little bit of rough stuff here now, George. Oh.
Yeah, it's getting a little testy out there right now.
I like the heavy body contact, but not running at people. And this is what's starting to happen here now.
Yeah, penalty's over. We're back to even strength, and we've got just over 2.5 to go in regulation time. I think we can safely say we're not headed for overtime. You looked at me like, why did you say regulation?
Oh.
Shot saved by Reed. Reed's got it, holds on.
I like that play by the D-man, George. Just a simple play. The goaltender made a save, come to him, just passed it back to him, keep him at bay.
Oop, there's a little push. Nothing comes of that.
So, George, do they play 3-game sets every weekend?
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, each and every weekend. Yeah. Or when the weekend that they play.
Unless they've got a bye weekend.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
5 teams. You play each team 6 times. 3 home, 3 away gives you your 24 games.
Perfect. Okay.
For
Simple.
the season.
I like it.
But it's tough weekends for these young guys.
Yeah, well.
That's a lot of hockey in a short period of time.
And particularly if you're going from the east to the west coast. That's a long trek.
Yeah, the Blizzard are in Corner Brook. They've got to play 3 games and then drive back
to
St. John's on Sunday. Back to the Avalon, at least. Not everybody lives in St. John's, but
yeah, a long trek.
Close.
Well, that's a 9-hour bus ride.
And I see that Jack Lee, who
owns
the Blizzard program, is big news this week. Looking at putting a 4 or 5 rink.
4 for sure. Looking at 5.
Looking at 5, a complex in Galway.
Yeah, Danny's going to donate them 10 acres of land.
Yeah, and they're going to have not just ice services, but outdoor facility for track and.
Yep. Soccer pitch too, I believe, or a training facility.
Going to be a great facility for the province. They're talking about, with that, they could start hosting some major tournaments, even hinting about a World Under-17 Challenge being played there.
The other thing about that too, George, is that they're looking at maybe 2.5 years for construction to be completed, which, for a facility such as that, that's that's not a whole long ways away.
We've got some penalties here with just over a minute to go. Well, a penalty to Carter Bown at least, just the one it looks like. 5-on-4 power play for the Osprey. They've already got a touchdown and a field goal up on the board.
Yeah, they've got a lot of points here this evening.
The players crash into the boards down in the corner. Sims plays it back. Delaney's got it, and Delaney does a good job to get it down the ice. Reed comes out to play it. There's the announcement. 1 minute to go.
That's music to Coach Casey's ears.
Yeah, this one can't end fast enough. Get it over with. Don't even talk about it. Come back, have a better game tomorrow.
Just say, guys, get yourself a good night's sleep. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, not a whole lot to talk about, I don't think.
No.
After a game like this, you'd rather forget it and clear from your memory bank.
You know, and there's nothing that you can pinpoint that they did bad. It's just that the Osprey were just dominant from, you know, maybe the 6 minute mark of the first period onwards, and it was a difficult chore for the Impact.
Yeah, this game had promise in the opening few minutes.
Certainly did.
The Osprey took over. 10 seconds to go. It's cleared down the ice, and again, with the Impact shorthanded. The Osprey, Reed shoots it down the ice. Remember, he's trying to get a goal for himself. Final buzzer goes, and this one crawls to an end. 10-1 is your final. Robert, I don't know if there's a whole lot you can find to say after that one that we haven't said already.
No. No. You know, you feel for the kids.
Absolutely.
There's no question, right? You know, each and every game that you go into, you expect, you know, you might not expect to win all the time, but you don't expect to have a blowout. So it's just, and George, you alluded to the fact that they were playing well.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, they had a 3-week break. They were playing well, but unfortunately, it just wasn't their night tonight.
No, as I say, you clear the memory bank. You say, okay, let's forget that one. We got another game tomorrow. We start fresh. Let's go back at it, and hopefully they can find the form that they had prior to that long, actually about a 6-week Christmas break for the Impact. Last game was on December the 6th.
Yeah,
that's a long time off without practice. So we'll give them that again. Credit the Osprey. Tremendous performance here this evening.
Oh,
they put
phenomenal.
up 10 goals, and they've got some guys who can really play.
Oh, George Kennedy is a great skater. You got Crane on the D. He's got to be one of the best D in the league. Their goaltender Reed came out with some real good saves when he needed to. He wasn't tested often, but when he needed to make the saves, he did. But the other thing that what I liked about the Osprey, what they did, George, they really collapsed down low well and kept the shooting lanes clogged up. The Impact never got a lot of quality shots from good areas of the rink, George. They got some from the outside, but they never had any secondary shots, George. You got to really credit the Osprey for coming down low and lending support to their goaltender.
All right, we're going to do this again tomorrow night. We'll be 8:30-ish sharp. And for Puck Drop, Robert will be here.
I will.
So on behalf of our crew this evening, it's nice to have you back, Robert. We haven't worked together.
It's been enjoyable. I've missed it, to be honest with you, George.
Yeah, we haven't done it since last season. Good to have you back.
Beautiful.
All right, so on behalf of cameraman Jason Power, who'll be back tomorrow, and Robert Golding, my name is George Scott. Folks, we'll see you again, as I say, 8:30-ish sharp tomorrow.